I was at a point in my career where I was ready. It was time for me to be done. But what was the more difficult thing for me was that I can remember for the first probably year and a half, maybe even 2 years working for one championship, every time I sat in that arena, whether I was commentating or if I was doing something else, I had the same feelings that I had when I was competing and being in the arena, and I absolutely hated it. And it took some time to actually be able to disconnect myself from that and say, like, I'm not here for that. But interestingly enough, now when I do commentary work for one championship, there are times where we're getting ready to go on air and it's like we're heading to prime, and they're like 5, and I'm just standing there, I'm like, I'm bouncing like, all right, let's do this, almost as if I'm standing in the cage getting ready to unleash.
And now you've been really on the executive side for almost a decade. You've, as you talked about, you've been in broadcast, you've been in leadership roles. How do you juggle all the different hats that you wear, and what do you like about being on the business side?
Me juggling all the hats that I've had to wear for the company that's not the difficult part, I guess, because it kind of falls back on my mixed martial arts training. Like, sometimes in an MMA match, you're boxing, but sometimes you're wrestling, and sometimes you're kicking, and sometimes you're submitting. And so you have to be able to do all these things. And I guess maybe that's just kind of, I've been trained that way, or it's part of my nature or whatever, that I can just shift and move. And I think that honestly, Chatri probably recognized that in me as an employee to begin with, knowing like, he probably understood my psychology and is like, this is how we have to keep this guy motivated to do things. And so now working with the athletic commissions, like I understand, I guess, like for me, I'm a pressure player. And so if I don't succeed with these states, then there are no shows. And so it comes down on me. And I think that for me personally, I operate well when the pressure's on. I mean, that's what an athlete does. It's like, you're either a playmaker or you're not. And so I guess I'd like to think of myself as being the playmaker.